Unpopular opinion, most companies' professional standards are based on brains that don't exist. I recently came across this article that talks about a UK professor, Francesca Hoppe, who said that most people in the UK are identifying as neurodivergent. And if that is the case, then neurotypical is actually the identity that has been the real myth all along. She says that our brains are as unique as fingerprints. There's no such thing as a normal brain. I say this all the time about culture. There is no neutral culture. And the fact that our workplaces are designed to benefit one is a huge reason why we're miserable at work and organizations bleed money unnecessarily. I researched the unwritten rules of work for neurodivergence in the working class, and I have found in my research that organizations reward neurotypical upper middle class norms. And when we force everyone to fit into this very narrow set of norms and call it normal, a lot of people feel a lot of anxiety, depression, and burnout very quickly. And it's not because your brain is broken. It's because your brain is fighting standards that are not actually natural. They're just heavily normalized. This is why I research the unwritten rules of work, because these rules have been designed around neurotypical behavior that isn't even typical. We find out that more every single day. Things like communicating indirectly, schmoozing, navigating all the hierarchies, even if they're not written down. Those are all very neurotypical behaviors and based on traits that most people don't naturally adhere to. And I think this is really critical to address in a time when we're noticing that employees are not engaged. 70% of American employees alone are not working at their full potential, and it's slowing down economic growth, but they're being forced into environments that are not healthy for them and aren't normal for them, while demand increases and more competition increases with AI. And this does cost companies money. In the US alone, Gallup estimates that $450 to $550 billion is the cost of employee disengagement due to misunderstandings because of miscommunication, like that indirect communication. So work has to get restarted or delayed. People leaving, which Gallup estimates costs 40 to 200% of each person's salary to replace. Not being as productive because it does take cognitive and emotional labor to play by all these cultural unwritten rules, so people aren't as productive. And even sabotage. When you screw over people enough, they start fighting back in little ways. In my field, we call these counterproductive work behaviors. My research has found that the unwritten rules of work have all of these implications. My book on all of my research is coming out this fall. I have released a free chapter in advance. You can get it on my website, which is linked in my bio. If it resonates with you, book some time on my calendar. The first 20 minutes are free. Instead of having people mask even more to fit what we're starting to suspect might be a fake brain type, I help organizations do an unwritten rules audit and see which unwritten rules are causing issues in their organizations and how they can mitigate them to optimize their business practices. Because the problem isn't people's brains, and it's not that people don't want to work anymore. It's systems built where most people weren't included.